Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. Cold day outside, been pretty wet, so we're back in the workshop. I'm back in the workshop, Ewan's at school, and starting on another build. From the outset, I'm going to say this is a prototype build for a kit that I'm hoping to bring to you. It is for the Ocean Breeze. It is designed by John Woodfield. I'll put a link up here to a video of it flying. The background to this model, as far as I've been led to believe, John likes a certain type of aeroplane, so he's taking key characteristics from different designs, blended them into one, and the Ocean Breeze is what he's come up with. It's received a lot of appreciation online from people watching his YouTube channel and flying the model, and between us we thought it'd be a good idea to try and bring the kit to anybody else that might want to build one, having seen the videos. So I've put together a prototype kit, various parts laser cut, a massive big box of balsa to go with the kit, and I'm now starting the build of it. So the build itself is very traditional, it's all built up. As I said, there's a few laser cut parts in key areas, but on to start the build, I'm making a start on the tailplane. I didn't film it, but I'll put some photos in now of the tips. These are laminated balsa, 1/4 inch wide by 16th of an inch thick. So that's 6.5 mil by 1.5 mil in metric. These are going to be tips, 2 of them, and I'll show you what we've got for the plan for the tailplane. So this is the tailplane. Very simple. So you've got the laminated tips at both ends, a leading edge, a trailing edge of the tailplane, leading edge of the elevator, and trailing edge of the elevator, and then ribs as such in between. Nothing complex, nothing special, very simple. There's a few gussets to go in, but nothing really more than that. One thing that we are doing is I've drawn up or got some parts made to go in here to make the tailplane removable. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work yet until we actually come to do the fuselage and the various other pieces that go in here. There's no reason why it shouldn't work. But yeah, I'm going to crack on now. First things first is going to be getting a leading edge in here and a trailing edge in here. This is all out of 1/4 square. So to do that, I'm going to have to put a scarf joint on these areas, which means angling them. To make it easier, I'm going to have the angle that way on this side, and on this side it's going to be that way. So then I can actually put the wood in, and I can make this easier to sand. And if you try and put the angle that way, it's going to be awkward to sand because of the shape. So I'm going to try and make some progress and see how I get on. So as you can see from that footage, I've got a fair bit of the tailplane framed up. Well, actually the tailplane itself is framed up, and now I just need to get the rib pieces in for the elevator. But it's lunchtime now, so I'm going to go and have a spot of lunch, let this go off for a bit, so it's not going to move quite as much, and then come back and do the elevator rib pieces after lunch. So we have the tailplane and elevator framed up. It's effectively one piece just now. One thing I have done, which would be possibly advisable on any build like this, obviously the tips are one piece, but to allow for like a hinge gap, I've put in some tiny little packing pieces of 30-second balsa. So there's a 32nd of an inch gap along the hinge line. So you're going to keep the overall size and shape correct, but you're going to have a bit of play for the hinging. Gussets are in. Splice joint, that one's probably dry to be honest. So yeah, splice joint there. There's another one underneath that clamp. There's another one underneath that clamp. And there's one underneath there. So yeah, just let it all dry off now. And then we should be able to get it off the board. So yeah, that's the tailplane elevator framed up. It's gone pretty well. Couple of little things that I've modified very, very slightly from the plan, but again, this is the prototype build, so things like that will get found and highlighted. So yeah, just need to let it cure now, dry off, and then once it is dry, get it off the board, sand it, shape it. What I'll probably do is leave the sanding and shaping until later on in the build, when there's less likely for it to get like hanger rash, and sand and shape it just before it's covered. Next stage really, which will be in a forthcoming video, will be probably starting on the fuselage, or maybe even doing the fin and rudder assembly in the same style as this. I'm waiting on a couple of bits coming to allow me to start on that. But yeah, if you're liking this sort of build or this sort of video, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel, it's all greatly appreciated. Any comments, positive or negative, put them below, they all get read and responded to. But from me here in the workshop, until next time, I'll catch you later.